Welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. We're in episode 4. We're not going to the cops. We're going to get tea with your mom. My mom wanted to talk to you. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. We can humor her. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the two of you enter. Mika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you're supposed to hope you're sufficiently recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. It's just this Stella's missing and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spraying that coat of yours. Get on up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Otto about. I'm really feeling okay. I just want to hear what you wanted to say to him. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye. Mika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. Mystical. There's something off here. It's as if Kanika's spirit dimmed at Sybil's words. Shall we? Sybil motions towards the tea room. Mystical. What did you do to Kanika? Do? It almost sounds like you're accusing me of something. The only thing I did was tell her she should rest, as any mother would, and she listened as any child would. I'm allergic to tea right away. Oh, let's go ahead to the tea room, whatever. Feels a little weird. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here. Only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. What are we growing? Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup of tea in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? The other day you promised to tell me, what was it in the secret tale of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town of this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family. What about the men? Did they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older and I believe she was the one who ended it. What with skipping town and all. What happened when Mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed the death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was a danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock. So I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I know. But the way Vivian was the night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Oh, what do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there are two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. Once with all the mystery and ritual, if you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Sip your tea. Tea reading. Drink the tea, it's good for you. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. There's something you don't like about the feeling. It's too soothing. You don't doubt that there's something magical at work in this blend. So how'd you wind up at Scarlet Hollow? My family's been in the hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They had to figure out their own medicine. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. The small cup empty save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about everything, or every warning that can fit in the bottom of the cup. Cross kettle, hourglass. All these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. What? Pixel? Stella? What about Frou-Frou? Explore mystical. I'd like to see. I'm sure it wouldn't make much sense to most people. It would probably just look like a confusing mess of old leaves. But you're free to take a look. You take the cup, staring down into it. It's just leaves. There's no pattern, nothing swimming together in the dregs of your tea to give you any warnings or premonitions. After a long moment, Sybil takes the cup back from you. I hope that settled your curiosity. Don't worry if you couldn't make sense of it. It takes years to learn this sort of thing, even for someone with your propensities. She winks conspiratorially. Oh, the cat's gonna be Pixel or Frou-Frou. Those two cats I know. Dear, the cat isn't a literal cat. Like I said, it's a symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight. Probably a human enemy, but almost certainly not a cat. The doctor. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, these stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open and see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. I felt another in the clinic. That's good if you can find your way inside and uncover another stone that can give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Why don't you come with me? I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees, and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'm more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from other crouching. All you did was look at some leaves and tell me to go put myself in danger. I suppose you could see it that way, but I hope I've done more than that, even if you don't realize it yet. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. You poisoned me, didn't you? You're the enemy. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who put your trust in. According to the tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce and really ready for it. Might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, and the bells of its door strangely flatten the still air of the nearly empty general store. Talk to Miles. Sure, I'm a witch. Wouldn't you like to know? Do you know? Yeah. Seems that's all he's going to say on the subject. Ghosts are real, just thought you should know. Yeah, I know. I've seen tons of videos of ghosts doing stuff on the internet. I'm not 12. So Kanika has a cold, huh? That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of the work again. Like I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime. Says the guy in Goku pants. Everybody knows Dragon Ball is good anime. She watches the trashy shit. See any weird rocks around town? Yeah, you. He smirks. Clearly this is a very sick burn. Oh. And you should feel bested by his wit. Check in on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Knock. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, what's up? Can I come in? Sorry, my mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. Looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down to the road to the clinic. You make your way up to the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses and make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Was I not supposed to find Stella first? Or is she there? Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. Ditchling. Raccoon? I don't know, I'm not sure what that is. Ditchling, I guess that's ditchling. Try to listen to what they say. Oh. Wait, there's a whole bunch of them right around the basement. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Talk to animals. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there, if you're trying to break into the house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What? Just because I've got little hands that go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that takes you right up to that big flat roof thingy. Sometimes humans leave windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big palace of cloth. It's one of the few joys in life. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. Mystical. Just go in through the clinic door. No one will see you. Okay. You've found at times that if you haven't wished to be seen, but there's nothing stopping you from remaining hidden. Graveyards, abandoned buildings, old tunnels. You've been in all sorts of strange, unusual places without incident. For some reason tonight, Dr. Kelly's clinic feels no different. You haphazardly make your way up the old wooden stairs to the clinic's wraparound porch. Taking steps in strange patterns to an outside observer, you might appear to be drunk, but there's an unconscious method to your conscious madness. Even though you would be hard-pressed to describe it, but there's no creak or moan of ancient wood as you make your way to the door. Silence. You push the door open slowly and slip in. You can see the doc at the desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently and watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to what? Free to what? Mystical. You can feel that odd sensation again. The nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here. And you know exactly what it is. A little stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. You've been caught by its gravity and overwhelming curiosity, guiding you around the corner and towards a dark doorway. What happened if I had picked the open the door last time? Would I already know? It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. Oh! Oh! The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Uh-oh. What are you doing in the morgue? She killed you? Vampire? You haven't seen stuff around, have you? Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing, I guess. Sometimes I just come down here to rehearse. Not gonna lie, this is kind of weird, dude. I see... Being among the dead brings you comfort. I guess. I haven't really given it a lot of thought. Words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pool. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body's storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet. Examine your aunt's body. You step forward and pull out the drawer. So this is your Aunt Pearl Ann. Whole Baroness of the Scarlet Mines, and a local she-devil that it seemed no one, not even her own daughter, was able to mourn. This is not the first corpse you've seen, but it feels the same as any other. She's an empty body now. The warmth and energy of life is now dissipated. The same as your mother was, and the same as you'll be one day. Cold air rises from her bluish skin. Her vacant, flimsy eye is staring up at nothing. You try to imagine what she may have looked like, alive and breathing, slinging subtle insults at townsfolk, but it's hard to picture any expression on a face so stiff and cold with death. Making sure she didn't walk off, Reese. Poke her just to make sure. You prod your aunt's lifeless body. She's dead. Looks pretty dead to me. But I guess looks can be deceiving. I'll make sure the doc locks her drawer from here on out. She won't be faking it for long once she's locked in the big refrigerator. Unless she winds up being a zombie or something, but that would be lame. Zombies are so overdone. Having seen what there was to see, you slide the drawer back in and close it. Their minds had a stone carving the other night as to Oscar's house. They've been giving me visions, and I can sense one on the other side of this wall and need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of her hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the doc out of her hair? Yeah, if I see I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. How'd you learn that little trick? When you're a teenager whose doctor mom won't leave you alone for 2 seconds, you learn how to make it happen. Thanks for understanding. Don't mention it. If there's anything I can do to actually be helpful, to actually be useful, I'm happy to help. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, but his usual dour demeanor is replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear a soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs. A hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs. Hey. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. Doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. I don't know. I'm getting less feeling like maybe it's not her. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. But then I guess we'll find out whenever we get to this thing. You hear footsteps move down the hall and then the front door opening and closing. It worked. A theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious whatever it is, wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. The cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper. But something on the desk catches your eye, some sort of records with your family's name on them. Read the files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? There's your family's death certificates. Her lands. Sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha. No autopsy. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Edwardines, born April 9, 1913, died February 12th, 2000. What? Oh, 89. I looked that wrong. I was thinking it was over 100. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann. Pretty normal. Made it almost to 90. Died of normal old person illness. Enoch. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887. Died August, age 69. Cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Oh, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Others. You quickly flip through a few other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, died age 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch. Joseph Scarlet, born, died. Louis Scarlet, born, died. It was 30, 24. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. Alexandra Scarlet. Age 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother. Mary Bell Scarlet. Age 17, cause of death, complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. Time to whip out the old string corp word. Read your family's medical records. Achievement. Reese's eyes flick up the doorway, and a second later, you hear the sound of the front door handle. His hand is on your shoulder, pretty emerged as you're pushed out the view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be here. We gotta hide. Oh, we wasted a lot of time reading that. I guess we shouldn't. Oh. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip past him and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. Let him in. To what little nearly? Should I let him in? I guess I'll let him in. Together, you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear from wherever she was across the house. We'd better wait a second just in case. Flirt with me. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. Two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths, as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. The footsteps return. They get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to your relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. We probably only got a minute or two until she comes back. Let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, probably the room full of chemicals. He motions you down a hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. How did she get back that quick? Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe? Now we can. Reese pauses, turning to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry... Oh, I clicked too quick. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now. Floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pool of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. That's convenient. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in the refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room. Hey. Listen, the music sounds like a wall being broken down. Of course I do, I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Stop asking questions, it's time to see what's in the side of the wall. Wall. Have at it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wooden frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. Oh. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. Entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Someone doesn't want us to find these carvings. I wonder if it's whoever put them there, or if it's someone else. Whatever the reason, went to a lot of effort to hide this one. I wonder if the doc even knows about this wing. You step forward into the unknown. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten. Water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. There it is. Injured man. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Enoch, calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? That's nonsense. It's alright, it's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That's right, Doctor. At this point, I think it's safe to say his body was never recovered. What? Whoever it was to claim to be Theodore, it wasn't him. Wasn't even paralyzed, as it turns out. Just some grifter trying to take advantage of the tragedy. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against a far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down like a wall like a wild animal, found something weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have some kind of seizure. You okay? Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I stuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come into the morgue. Wait, nothing spooky happened? Mountain collapsed on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twisted a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. But you have a delicate constitution. What? It wasn't super far or anything. I just picked you up and carried you. I might be sick a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm made of paper. I can still do things like normal people. I'm sure I'll pay for it later. I had a vision. Like a hallucination. I have those sometimes too. I used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just little weird things like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long or the room would feel smaller. At least one of those death records is murky. I don't think Teddy died in the mine collapse. My family had secrets. That's a weird thing to cover up, but that's not too surprising. An old family like that usually has at least a few secrets. But hopefully that's all ancient history. It's not like it's easy to cover up deaths these days, right? So what now? We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine. She's not happy about it. There's no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. Wait, what? Really? I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night. I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. Blocked your door? Of course I did. I put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here to finish me off or whatever it is she might do now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. How are we supposed to get out? We'll just have to figure out a plan. I'm pretty sure I could take her, but who knows what she has at her disposal. I've got some weird memories. I always thought they were dreams or hallucinations. Now I'm not so sure. I think she's used tranquilizers on me. Other times I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to keep me under her control. We'll wait until she's asleep, then we can at least get out of the basement and we can figure out what to do from there. But why would she do it? I don't know. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. No matter what, we should get out of the basement soon. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Katika, and that's not answering, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any in the family to go to. I never even finished high school. Oh. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. Stay with me if you want. Just a rundown studio apartment, but there's a roof over your head and a warm place to sleep when the heat works. And nobody trying to poison me. Sounds like a pretty big upside. He smiles, his distant eyes, he imagines possibilities of life, undoubtedly for the first time. Thanks, so you have no idea how much this offer means to me. But I guess we've still got to pass some time before we can get out of here. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I believe you owe me a showing of, you owe me a showing of Shinochi Deathblood. I believe I do. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread is managing to build is palpable in the room. The dread is managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time, with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder black walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son's teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watching movies with another person. Or talk to people ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of medicine. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Mystical, something is changing inside of him. Oh, he's a werewolf. Oh, maybe the medicine is to keep him from changing into a werewolf. Or whatever he is. Reese, you feel different, like your whole personality is changing. Is everything okay? Everything is more than okay. I haven't felt this good, and I don't think I've ever felt this good. A man on screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless screen. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distant sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people. And only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now. What with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. It's cool. It's more than just something that's changing Reese, it's everything. There's a knock on the window. It's Wayne. Uh-oh, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. Reese. That voice. I know that voice. Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Why do he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster and he wants me dead. Can you feel that? The murderer's intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect us both. Window shatters. Oh, he is a werewolf, isn't he? Looks like he's got claws. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases. His ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Wayne, grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. Oh. That doesn't look like a vampire? What? In a surge of violence that changed what has been brewing inside, Reese finally comes. As it manifests, a broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. I'm gonna stay. Reese, we aren't safe, but I feel strong now. I think I can save us. Stay here, I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc. Oh. Oh. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his smears. Oh. You're not sure who to help. Best to follow Reese and see how things play out. Call Tabitha. Dial your cousin's number. What mess have you gotten yourself into now? Reese is gonna kill his mom. He's a werewolf or a vampire or something. A what? I always knew there was something that's going off about that kid. Stay put, I'm on my way. Don't get eaten. Your cousin hangs up the phone. Oh, I don't know. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigued now, washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone lurked in the forgotten basement the clinic had to share with you. Wait, I know? What? What do I know? Oh, yeah. Nothing to do with the other guy. That was the other, yeah, whatever. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart from from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you. Boop. No, how did you? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Wait, what? Wayne's inside? Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood. Reese is panicked, pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway. Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening gloves. Oh. Run after Dr. Kelly, run to a nearby room. Run after the doctor, I guess. Oh god, I don't know. You run forward, braving the onslaught of smears, dodging them as best you can, trying to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, uh-oh. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from there, but you can help both of us. I'm sure Wayne can handle this. You survived. What's going on? I think you can probably put that together. I need you to get the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Turn back around and head to the storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black tape key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. An intercom system. Doc. Good, you should hear this. Oh, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down the basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. Oh god. I kinda wanna believe him. Can you just two to get along? No, sorry, we're past that point. I want retribution. Even more than that, I want security. As long as she lives, I'm in danger. Reese, I love you. I never wanted to get to this point. Don't try to make up for it now. It's too late. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Wayne, enough. Reese cries out in pain. Reese, what did you do to my shoulder? Wayne, I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizer and head to the safe room. Do as she says. Head for the safe room. Make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach Dr. Kelly, he heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the massive paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. She stomps on a painted plaster across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead. I have nothing left to hide. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him. I mean, you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there's nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was one-off, or maybe a hallucination. The second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this, maybe before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps into Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible it sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sakes. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese, how do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Oh, that's a good point there. I can fix him. He's been kind to me. Yeah, and Ted Bundy was kind of people he picked up off the side of the road, then he slaughtered them. He's a really sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of. I know what to do. I kind of want to be on Reese's side, though. Relationship between you seems difficult. Yeah, you can see that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. Sounded like he was going to be sunshine and roses forever. No matter what, kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too, doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. Any other secrets? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. I wonder if I hadn't said that thing about her poisoning, what would have changed? I guess this is where she goes when he does that. An old X-ray room leads lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote control locks. Glad I could finally come in handy. What's the game plan? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. So you're just gonna lock him away? Yeah, it's either that or he dies. God knows I don't want that to be the case, but you gotta work with what you've been given, and what I've been given is an ethical dilemma with no good outcomes. I just have to decide which is the lesser evil. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Oh. Wow, I think he's gotten bigger. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'll give her a tranquilizer. Oh. Oh, oops. I guess I shouldn't have called Tabitha. Before Dr. Kelly can fire a different shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown in the wall, shotgun in hand. Your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it. Let me sedate him. We can deal with this non-lethally. Are you insane? That thing was trying to kill you. Help Dr. sedate Reese. Leap forward, placing your body between Tabitha and whimpering Reese, his face already trying to stitch itself back together as he writhes on the ground. Oh, what the hell do you think you're doing? Don't kill him, he's still a person. Person I asked, did you see his face? Both of you shut up and help me drag him to the safe room now. Oh. Tabitha swings the gun onto her back, huffily jumping in to help the doctor. It's not long before his regenerating body is sealed away behind the door. Keeping the status quo, lock him away. Not exactly how I thought that would play out, but at least none of us are dead. If you've done any permanent damage to him, you're going to be the one paying for the medical supplies with Scarlet. You aren't seriously going to keep that thing alive, are you? It's clearly dangerous. What makes you think you can keep it locked up? It is my son, Miss Scarlet, and despite appearances, he is still human. I don't know if he's human. I prefer you to refer to him as such. And I've managed to keep him safely locked away and harmless for years. Sure, it'll be a little more difficult now that he knows about his condition, but that room is lined with lead. He's not going anywhere. He's human. Are you sure about that? Are we talking about the same guy? Trust me, I've done genetic tests. He is human somehow, and it's my job as his mother to protect him, and to protect people from him. It's not a burden I take lightly. You don't have to worry about him getting out anytime soon. Reese is a good guy, he's just misunderstood. Don't give me that line. I don't see what I can misunderstand by a guy who clearly about to swallow both of you whole. I don't care what his feelings were when he was getting ready to make a meal of my cousin. I care that he was capable of it. I'm not going to debate this with you, Miss Scarlet. It's none of your business. I kind of wanted to... I think I might do another run of this and do it differently. I really want to see what happens if I take his side. I can handle it from here. Now both of you get out. I have a lot of cleaning to do, and I don't feel like entertaining a couple of bickering cousins while I do. I don't think the next episode is ready yet, so we'll have a lot of time. There's a lot of save files. We can do multiple runs of this. You and your cousin leave the clinic. Dr. Kelly slamming the shotgun blasted door behind you. Two of you make your way to the bottom of the hill where Tabitha's car is parked. Among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street, she places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. You're alone right now. Every other time you've gotten into trouble, Stella's been with you. Where is she? She's been missing since last night. She what? Why didn't you tell me? I thought I did. I shouldn't have let her run off like that. What was I thinking? The two of you are interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of dog tags. It's the militia. They've poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. What in the... Scraps, you were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her in the person. They're by the side of the road, a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her. And Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side, so we'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go to a safe place. Someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. Why do these dogs look so serious? We should get into the car before they eat us. They found Stella. Come on, we better follow them. How do you know that? Didn't you know I can talk to animals and animals can talk to me? Why are you cracking jokes right now? I don't know about following a bunch of strange dogs in the woods, but if there's a chance you're right. Okay, we'll take a quick detour. You let dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they lead you to Stella. Before long, the trees thin and you find yourself on a steep hill by a two-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, speaker. They leave. They're sitting, I guess I'm speaker, so I can speak to them. They're sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt is Stella. You watch her from the underbrush. Where? Oh, right there. I was looking all over here. She's right there. Great, she's live. Let's go. What? Let's go talk to her. I know you two like each other. Please, for the love of God, don't drag me in the middle of that. Doesn't matter if Stella and I have a thing. You two need to reconcile. We can both talk to her together. I said no, I'm not gonna make this easier on both of you and just go home. I'm going to make this easier on both of you and go home. Before you can say another word, your cousin already turned left. Take a step forward, gravel crunching under your feet as you walk along the edge of the road. As you do, you turn to look back behind you. Tabitha is already gone. You sit on a log beside Stella. Uh-oh, how did you find me? Scraps and Daisy formed a militia. It's a long story, but they helped me find you. Huh, neat. What is this place, Stella? Why are you here? It's just a bunch of bad memories. There's nothing left to talk about. Come on, let's just get back to town. Gretchen, I know that stretch. That's the time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord, I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Gretchen, thank you, Al, for talking sense into this girl. Wait, before we go, I should tell you what happened today. Oh? You relay the events of the evening as best you can, saying it out loud somehow makes it feel less real, like you're sharing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you. Oh my god. I'm just going to go ahead and lock that one away in the void. Stella scoops Gretchen up in her arms, and the three of you walk back to town in silence. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Wayne, it's time for you to get home. Why is that bag over your head? Are you one of those things? Are you the daddy of that, Reese? He appears out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what first looked like blood and gore, but you quickly realize it's paint. Evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. Thank God you're okay. I was worried Reese might have gotten you. Wayne emits a strange kind of coughing sound. You realize he's laughing. Shall we? Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kanika or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. But why am I so special? You simply are. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They are unbreakable. Wait, are you my dad? I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? You are free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls at you, and I know that now you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. I found my family's death records today. Things aren't adding up. Good, you're starting to see the holes then. Look for more. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired, it's been a long night, you should rest. But I want to ask more questions. Wayne remains silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Till then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. Go home. The estate feels empty. Wind howling through its abandoned halls. Very fanatical creature beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming. A sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you. At least until the sun inevitably rises once again. Nothing at the window? Why is the door open? Close your eyes as your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese, trapped in that tiny windowless room. All his greatest fears realized, his body no longer his own. But you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. Follow us on social media to stay up to date on the rest of Scarlet Hollow's development. Congratulations for finishing all the episodes currently available in game. You've unlocked Hardcore Mode. What? Hardcore Mode? Hardcore mode allows you to select 3 traits at the character creation, but you'll no longer be able to use your traits to avoid consequences of major decisions. This penalty only applies to hardcore runs. Have fun if you dare. If you'd like to continue with this world state in episode 5, please save your game now. I'm going to save it here. Join my list, support Patreon, join the subreddit. Wait, is episode 5 ready? Continue. Nope, that's... Nope. Alright, well, whenever episode 5 comes out, we'll be doing that. Maybe I'll do another run. I wanna try some other choices on that one. Thanks for watching, bye.